I want to give two very practical things that you can start thinking about that will help you potentially generate more income and attract more abundance and money into your life. I mean, look at that. Technically, I'm still near the beach. I mean, granted, it's Marina Del Rey, but we got beaches over here. The other week, I did a video where I was doing a little walk and talk, talking about ways in which, mindset and the right mindset can attract more money. And, I wanted to do a little follow-up on that because I got a lot of great feedback from that video, and a lot of you said you wanted more of that type of stuff, because I wasn't sure, because I'm into all that woo-woo type shit, and you know what I mean? And I know not everyone's into that, so, but I was really taken aback by the positive feedback I got. So today I want to get into that again, and it's definitely on some woo-woo stuff, but I want to give two very practical things that you can start thinking about that will help you potentially generate more income and attract more abundance and money into your life. My business that I have outside of crypto, one of the things that I do in it is I help coach people and mentor people and in various ways in their life. And what I love doing is helping people change their mindset around money. I had somebody who came to me. He had a good paying job. He was making 6 figures a year, but he said that that over the last year he'd really been wanting to increase his finances and start generating more money, and didn't really know how he could go about doing that. So I said to him, okay, well, let's talk about that. Let me ask you something. How much more money do you want to make? And he was like, well, I don't know. I just know I want a lot more. I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, that's your first problem. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, let me ask you something. Once you started thinking about making more money, have you noticed an increase at all in anxiety? He was like, actually, yeah, I have. I was like, right. So that's one of the problems, is that a lot of times people say they want to make more money, but they don't really know exactly how much more they want to make, right? There's ambiguity in that, right? And ambiguity in anything creates anxiety. Okay, so when you're in a state of anxiety, I can assure you this: your ability to create, right, is limited. Okay, I believe that when it comes to things like finances, we have unlimited ability to create. And of course, it's going to be different for everybody, and not all of us, are starting out on the same, playing field. This is someone who really wanted to increase how much money they were making, but they didn't have the first clue on how much more they wanted. So I let them know. I said, listen, I want you to get very, very specific. I want you to get very clear on exactly how much more you want to make. Because what's interesting, and this is a little exercise that I've done sometimes, and I could encourage you guys to do it, is to start writing down how much more money you would want to make a year and start increasing that. And you may get to a point, like say you want to make an extra $20,000 a year. Go up from there, go to 50,000, and go to 100,000. Keep going up. And I want you to see if at some point the number you put down starts to make you feel uncomfortable. You may be thinking, well, no way, like I want an infinite amount more. I get it. And listen, I get that my audience, all of us, we're into crypto, we're all degens, and maybe that is the case with all of us. But a lot of times, people have told me that when they do that exercise, they start to feel uncomfortable when they reach certain numbers. In other words, there's a limit that they didn't even realize that they had in their head, where anything past that started to make them feel a bit uncomfortable. And that's interesting, because I think we all have a relationship to money that should be explored. And we live in a world where it's like money is something we shouldn't be talking about, and we should be keeping it to ourselves. And I just disagree with that. I think we should be exploring our relationship with money. And I can do a whole video series just on that alone, because my relationship with money is, you know, when I started really doing some of the inner work and the digging, I found out that I really had a relationship that came from this place of scarcity. And it has to do with the way I was brought up, it has to do with my parents and what they experienced and how it was passed on to me. So, at any rate, keeping things a little bit, trying to keep things kind of simple here. Definitely think about how much more money you want to make and really get it clear in your head. Because if you have ambiguity about that number, if you're not really quite sure, you just say you want to make more, you're not going to be able to actually start creating actionable steps to start reaching towards that. And you'll be in a place typically of a little bit more anxiety and a feeling of lack. And you can't create anything in that mindset. So you got to get that grounded out, basically. That's kind of the first step. The next thing is something that I think is important. And my buddy Scott, the investor, took a page out of my book this past week and did a little walk and talk on the beach. And I loved what he had to say. And there's something he said. Also, Driptopian Farms for Poverty, I just watched his video this morning. He did a little walk and talk in Cambodia. And he said something similar, and it has to do with the people you surround yourselves with. The people you surround yourself with, okay? If I know me, that I've only gotten to where I've gotten to from really thinking about and being very mindful of the people I select to have around me. Because I've gone years just having people that, you know what I mean, are totally, you know, content with just kind of the average, watching Netflix on the weekend and, you know, not doing a whole lot, and that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I was someone, and I am someone, that, you know, does want to have more financial freedom and wants to experience more travel, right? And experience luxury and be able to give back to more people, all that stuff. I mean, there's a whole list of things. Not have to trade my time for dollars, spend more time doing things that I want to do. All that, you guys get it, okay? So being around people that are, you know, not really ambitious, or being around people that aren't really in that same mindset, I wasn't challenged. Once I really realized the direction I wanted to go, I knew I needed to be around people that really stimulated me, that challenged me, that got me thinking differently. And so something to think about is take a look at your inner circle of people. Now, you'll notice it too, because it's likely the next time you and your loved one go out to eat with your closest friends, see what you guys talk about when you're out. If you're constantly talking about what your favorite show is, right, or which movie you really liked, there's nothing wrong with that kind of conversation. Lord knows I can talk about movies all day long, but if that is the bulk of like what you talk about, start thinking about that. Same thing with food. If the conversations are just about food, and I don't mean like food like it's one thing if you're talking about traveling the world and trying different cuisines. That's actually something I think would encourage or inspire someone to want to achieve more, to want to have more abundance, to want to experience new things. But if you're talking about what are your favorite things to get at Trader Joe's, I mean, how many times can you talk about that? I say this because I've been in that place, okay? I've been married before. I was in an unhappy marriage for years. My ex and I, we kind of had the same circle of friends. We would go out, we'd talk about Netflix, we'd talk about Trader Joe's and pavilions and Costco. And it was like the same conversation, you know, and it just, I was stuck, right? And it took me a while to realize, you know, that if I really wanted more in my life, I needed to start thinking about who I was surrounding myself with. And, you know, as a result, I made some real difficult decisions. One of them was to get a divorce. You know, I still have a good relationship with my ex-wife, but you know, that was really painful, you know, to go through that. She was someone that, you know, was definitely a bit more of a negative person, and I felt like I was trying to spread my wings, and they were being clipped. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this stuff. You know, like I can try and get a little bit better at doing this. Maybe my delivery isn't that great as I'm walking and talking. I get a little self-conscious when I'm passing people and they see me doing this. I don't know, maybe I just need to get over that. So I can tell you what, if you guys do like this stuff and you want more of it, light up my comments, let me know, because you know, that will definitely help me be more motivated to do this type of stuff and not really give a about what other people think as I'm passing by them. From beautiful Marina del Rey on this wonderful Saturday morning, wish you guys an amazing day. Hopefully I'll get another video out, you know, later today, certainly tomorrow. Taking a look maybe at the AMA Forex did. I know there's some confusion around the dogs token. And yeah, wish you guys the best. And I will catch you guys on the next one.